The snow is finally melting, and we are ready for men's volleyball in Bluefield, Virginia. The Rams take on the Cincinnati Christian Eagles here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Hello, everybody. Bailey Engel here. Glad to have you with us. Bluefield College looking for another Mid-South Conference win up against a team that has struggled this year. Cincinnati Christian, a team just a few years ago with 5 NAIA All-Americans, now with just 1 win on the season. And for Bluefield, a team with a lot of veterans and finally starting to buy into what Ray Vance is bringing here to the Dome in his second season as the head coach, looking for another win against an Eagles team that is struggling this year under first-year head coach Mark Tullis. So the Rams with Chaz Frankie and Alberto Ciparini, the two big players for Bluefield. Frankie just 16 points, or rather 16 assists away from getting the 1,000 mark. And Frankie will serve to start it out. Big day for volleyball here in Bluefield. 3 matches going on. The second match we're going to do today will not have audio commentary, but every time the Rams will play, you'll be able to hear my voice. So I don't know if that's a good thing for you folks at home, but try to enjoy it here as Chaz Frankie starts it off with an ace, and Bluefield is up 1-0. Last time the Rams were here, they played against North Greenville. That was a team that just came in with lots of veterans, not an NAIA team, and swept the Rams pretty confidently. Well, Bluefield still has won 2 of their last 3. Frankie again. After the service ace, a service error to tie it up at 1-1. So ready to serve, it'll be Mason Cobbler, the sophomore from Westerville, Ohio. Too close to the net. Frankie with a set. Here's Carleek Owens. Count it for Bluefield. That's another player that has started to improve for the Rams this year. Carleek Owens, who also plays on the soccer team here at Bluefield College. A swat from the middle. Cardamone up to Leary. Cobbler. Good dig from Cardamone, but it can't stay in. So Isaac Kenny, a player to watch out for, the right side hitter, senior from Pickering, Ohio. Now the serve from Adam Sanders. Frankie back to Ciparini, too easy. Well, folks, not necessarily an electric atmosphere here inside of the Dome today. Still on spring break and also dealing with the snow outside that is just starting to thaw. Here's Cardamone. Ciparini blocked. Solo block there for Isaac Kenny. Sort of uncharacteristic there for Ciparini. Trying to go away from the block, and well, the blocker there, and Kenny just housed it to tie it up. Here's the serve. Frankie from the back. Owens. At a piece of the fingertips, point Bluefield. Rams back with a 4-3 lead, and here's Arion Leary coming from Suffolk, Virginia. Blocked. Good job by the libero there in Vasek. Back to Frankie. Dixon. Just a little bit late, and on the second try, he gets a bigger palm on it, and Bluefield takes a 2-point lead. Lots of Mid-South Conference action happening here in Bluefield. Rams, Cincinnati Christian, Life University, as well as St. Andrews, all in the building for this weekend. Ciparini. Back to Leary. In there. Counted for Braden Shelley. Go back to the serve for Horoski. Setter from Wisconsin. Owens landing in. Point Bluefield. Rams coming into this matchup 10-10, 4-3 in the Mid-South Conference. First year they've been in the Mid-South Conference. AAC does not have men's volleyball. Going under the net. That's a point for Bluefield. So here comes Alberto Ciparini, was once the NAIA Attacker of the Week in a service error. Second one of the set for Bluefield. So Cincinnati Christian getting a couple of gifts here as Vasic will serve. Straight down to Carleek Owens. Oh, Frank, he got down to one knee there. Carleek Owens powered it home. Here comes Chris Dixon, one of the seniors for Bluefield. Solid serve. You're going to see that with Dixon today, that tries to challenge the other team on the serves, as well as challenge himself. Goes out, point Bluefield. Lead call there. Rams up by 4. Here's Dixon. Ron with a block of the net. And Cincinnati Christian able to attack the block and come up with a point. It's Braden Shelley again. So Eric Duran is on the floor. His older brother Alex will not be able to come back this year. Tore his ACL. Good job by Cincinnati Christian to keep it up. Frank Key, finesse move. Eagles weren't expecting it. Now back to Chaz Frankie. Parents in attendance from New Jersey. Senior for Bluefield. Blocked. Duran got the two hands on him. Bluefield's up by 5. Back to Frankie. Started off the match with an ace. Will they get another? Cardamone. Just out of bounds. To the net again, just an overpass there. Isaac Kenny cutting the lead down to 3. Here's Mason Cobbler with the right hand. Owens. Leary down the line and came up with a piece of the fingertip there from Horoski. Bluefield back up by 4. And it's an ace. Carleek Owens. From the back, nowhere close. And actually got a piece of the Rams there. Bluefield not arguing, seems to be the right call. Smack down. Another one for Shelley, or Kenny rather. Leary jumps. Good swing, way over. Rams next game at 7 o'clock tonight. Life University, one of the better teams in the Mid-South Conference. Kind of comparable to Campbellsville, who Bluefield did play well. Took the Tigers 5 sets to knock off the Rams in Bluefield. Cincinnati Christian staying around, though, just down by 3. Rams will then play again tomorrow. That'll be at 1 o'clock in the afternoon against St. Andrews. Dixon. Swatted over. Eagles have climbed back to within 2. A little unorthodox there from Kenny. Frankie to Dixon. Too easy. No one was there. Rams now 10 away from taking set 1. Can they hold off Cincinnati Christian? Blocked. Artemone calls for it. Frankie Ciparini. Wow, kept alive. Artemone coming from the back. Now to Dixon. Counted for Bluefield. Nothing going there for Anthony Fossick. Bluefield back up by 4. Here comes Arion Leary. Landing in, ace. Dastardly decision there for Braden Shelley to let that ball land in. Rams up 17-12, and now a timeout called by Mark Tullis.
Is that what the sound is supposed to sound like? How many assists is Chad at? And he's trying to get to 1,000? That's true. One away from what? 1,000 assists, right? Okay. I thought that what did he hit earlier this year? 500? Okay. 8 away now. Okay.
Rams up 17-12 here in set 1. Chaz Frankie, 8 assists away from career number 1,000. Got to 500 earlier this year. Now the service, or rather the attack error there from Cincinnati Christian's Braden Shelley. Bluefield up by 6. So here comes Arion Leary. Frankie with a big swing. And Cincinnati Christian just forgot how to play there. So now Leary continues to serve. And Eagles are just crumbling now. Largest lead of the game for Bluefield, up by 8. Looking for their 11th win of the season. Cincinnati Christian eyeing their second if they're able to come back. That's knocked over. Well, Cincinnati Christian trying to come back. That was Horoski. Now he'll serve. Ciparini. Rams just 4 away now. Looking pretty dominant here as after Cincinnati Christian called that timeout at 17-12, they have found no answer to Bluefield. Here's Ciparini floating it over. Frankie. Owens behind the back. Point Cincinnati Christian. And an error. Now to Dixon. Always strong with the serves. A little bit of overpass and kicked in the air by Horoski. Frankie. Back to Duran. Too late. Try this time with Owens. And a point for Bluefield. Block couldn't keep the ball in bounds. Here's Frankie. A little bit low. Back for Cincinnati Christian, Mason Cobbler. He started off the game. Now set point for Bluefield. Carleek Owens. Can he finish off the Eagles? Doesn't put a ton of velocity in it. Not yet. Frankie. Duran puts a period on the end of that sentence of set one. 25-17. Bluefield takes a 1-0 lead over Cincinnati Christian. We're going to take a break and be right back for set two. Set 2 underway. Bluefield won the first one 25-17 and already off to a good start. Now Frankie just 4 away from number 1,000. Here's Owens. Oh, lofted serve. We haven't seen big serves out of the sophomore from Portsmouth. Junior from Portsmouth, excuse me. Dig from Cardamone, almost hitting the roof. Ciparini, and the Rams return it. Swing off the fingertips of Frankie, and CCU ties it up. Now, the Eagles have only won 1 game this season. Rams looking for their 11th win of the year and their 5th win in the Mid-South Conference. Swatted down, Ciparini. Here he popped it up. That's one of the fun things of broadcasting small school sports. You can hear what everybody's saying. Now service error over the back boundary. Rams have tied it up again. Andre Cardamone, a senior from Wasco, California. Him and Chris Dixon both on the cheerleading squad. That ball sent it to the upper deck. Frankie Dixon. Kept alive and landing out just by inches.
Who hit that out, do you know?
I don't know. I'm going to guess 21. Here's Arion Leary. The Rams were able to tie it up again. And a point for Cincinnati Christian. Delayed call there. Eagles back on top. Now the serve goes with Isaac Kenny. Frankie on the slide for Dixon. Point Bluefield. Don't see that much out of Bluefield. Not a ton of slide plays. And Dixon, a middle blocker, that could really work for them. Good dig from Cardamone. Leary pops it up. Brazilian sends the ball back over. Translation?
Ball handling error. He lifted the ball.
After Cincinnati Christian lifted the ball there, Bluefield gets the point and takes the lead right back. Rams back up by 2. Here's Ciparini. Owens loops the ball over the net. Eagles back within 1. And another service error. Rams will play again tonight at 7 o'clock against Life University. For Dixon, trying to finish off Cincinnati Christian, though, already up 1-0. Blocked to the net. Owens Fingertip move. Point Bluefield. Back with a serve for Cincinnati Christian. Frankie sliding again. Carly Goins. Center Vorosky kept the ball up. Another chance. Owens. Now the block is starting to work a little bit better for Cincinnati Christian. Duran right there with a windmill. And Frankie just 2 away. Career assist number 998. Now he'll serve. Makes the top of the net. Rams with it back. Good serve from Frankie. Back up. Owens makes it 999 assists. So Frankie now 1 assist away from the 1K mark. Return it. There he is, Mr. 1000. Jazz Frankie, career assist, number 1000. Parents in attendance from New Jersey getting to capture the moment, and Bluefield already routing Cincinnati Christian, and the senior gets his recognition. And what makes that even more of a cool moment is how much his teammates knew about that milestone they were trying to get to and how excited they were when they finally got to it. Another service error. Cincinnati Christian starting to pile those up. Not the recipe for trying to knock off Bluefield. Here in set number 2, Rams won set 1, 25-17. Duran. Another set, Leary. Blocked, but it rolls over the boundary. Another block. Did not land inside, so now it's 14-9. Back for Andre Cardamone. Set. The spike. Whoa. Michael Horoski. Frankie Ciparini. Well, sometimes he uses power, sometimes he uses finesse, and he used finesse there. Horoski. Good attack there from Kenny. Kenny, with the left hand. Leary is trying to get a little too cute with it. Roll shot fell a bit short. Dixon. Leaving craters in the court. Rams are up by 5. Gonna go over the block. Frankie popped it back up. And he'll try with a swing. That's why he's usually a setter.
Come on, Chaz.
Huge serve. Oh, Horoski bringing it down on a kill a few moments ago, and now on that ace. And Bluefield's gifted a service error. Kind of see that coming with how hard he was going to serve it. Tomahawking it down. Braden Shelley. Rams just 7 away from taking a 2-0 lead. They won set 1, 25-18.
6 away.
Make it 18-16. Frankie, another roll play. Rams starting to crumble here. Ray Van should probably call a timeout soon. Rams led 17-12. Now that lead is down to 1. Back for Ciparini. It's in. Point Bluefield.
Where'd the excitement go?
Ciparini. Right, that Frankie just launched it.
Come on, Chaz.
Cincinnati Christian making set 2 a bit interesting here. And they tie it up, or can Bluefield take the lead down? And that's a ball handling error there for Carleek Owens. He basically caught it and threw it down, tied up. Frankie with a set. Leary. Just over the line. Big time run for the Eagles. Back for Chipperini. He steps up. Chipperini blocked. Timeout called by Ray Vance. It's a 2-point lead for Cincinnati Christian. Set 2, getting hot when we come back. Rams took a much-needed timeout now, down by 2. Can they rally back? Another block, make it a 3-point lead for Cincinnati Christian. This is a team that has won one game this year. Third block for Isaac Kenny. Owens. Bluefield finally gets a point back, cutting the lead down to 2. See what they can do here with the control of the serve. Roski, bit too low. Rams back within 1. Another serve. From the back, lands out. Point Bluefield, and they've scored 3 in a row. If they can close out here, set 2. Rams won set 1, 25-18. Owens trying to get into a bit of a momentum swing here. Rams taking the lead right back. Cincinnati Christian crumbling after the Bluefield timeout. Ace, set point coming up for the Rams. Now a timeout called by Cincinnati Christian. They're looking for answers after Bluefield was down 22-19, up 24-22. Set point for Bluefield, trying to rally back in this one. They were down 22-19 and aiming to finish. The chance, popped up, Iran. They call a double hit on Duran. Rams wanted him to smack it down, but instead went with the finesse. Still set point for Bluefield. Eagles just called a timeout. Here's Cobbler. Rams win set 2. Big service error there, and Bluefield sneaks out of set 2, winning 25-23. Possibly one more set to go. Rams trying to close it out with a sweep when we come back here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Set 3 coming up. Bluefield up 2-0 after winning the last one, 25-23 by the skin of their teeth, and starting it out well here in set number 3, up 1-0. Cincinnati Christian was up 22-19 right there at the end of set 2, and the Rams were able to rally back. Carly Owens leading the way for Bluefield with 9 kills at the moment. Chipperini with just 4, and Chris Dixon with 5. 2 aces for Ariane Leary. You're just now joining us. Bluefield able to celebrate their senior setter. Chaz Franke recently got to the 1,000 career assist mark. Here's the set. Big swing. Now a point for Cincinnati Christian. Off the fingertips of Bluefield, so now it goes back to Cobbler. Cincinnati Christian trying to find their first, or rather second win of the season. Rams looking for their 11th win so far in the year. Ray Vance already setting a record for Bluefield, most wins in a season in the program's history. Somehow that was kept alive. Frankie. Ron's blocked. Cardamone dancing back to get it. A good dick from Chipperini. Leary now. Point Bluefield, up 3-1. The Rams possibly looking for 3 wins here this weekend before they move back into school for spring break. You got to remember, this is something tough for Bluefield athletes, especially these spring athletes. They don't get to go home. Volleyball players still here. Set. Big spike, and Horosky, wow. 7 kills for him, and he's on the roster as a setter. Don't know if setter is the right choice for him because he has been bringing down some amazing attacks today.
How many of those do they have? Service errors.
It's like 9 or something like that. I'll check in a second.
There's Horosky going back with a setting. Cardamone. Ball handling error on Bluefield.
They have 9 service errors. We have 7.
Hasn't been the best day as far as serving goes for Bluefield or Cincinnati Christian. The Eagles with 9 service errors and the Rams with 7. Pretty good serve there, though. Now Owens from the back. Floats it ahead, and Bluefield is up by 2. Rams looking for a quick 3-set victory. Set 2 looked pretty dire right there at the end, but the Rams, after that timeout called by Ray Vance, able to get back into this thing and win it. And again, Horosky turning around on it. Chipperini off the block. Point Rams. Now goes back to Chipperini. Relatively quiet today. Set. Nice spike. Good block there from Dixon. Sending up again. Frankie counted as a kill. So the Rams taking on Life University after this one. That's at 7 o'clock, playing on the Runnin' Eagles. Interesting verbiage to classify your eagle. I would expect that that's not the favorite thing that an eagle does. I would imagine that would be soaring or flying, but have to go with a running eagle.
Oh, that's great.
Back to Dixon, big swing, whoa. Owens, point Bluefield. Now for Dixon. Looking for the block. Owens got a hand on it. Rams get the point. So he didn't get a hand on, just a bit low. Rams up by 4. Eyeing their 11th win of the season. Already beat Cincinnati Christian back on February 27th. That took 4 sets. The second matchup between the Eagles and the Rams this year. Owens palms it down, point Rams. In that last game, Ciparini had 13 kills, Arion Leary with 10, and Carlik Owens had 9. Set from Frankie. Owens again, the touch. In the air. Bumped it back. Rams were on the same page, but Ciparini chested in the back corner. The last game for Cincinnati Christian against Bluefield, Braden Shelley. He had 12 kills. Roski had 8. Is it in? No. Yes, they counted for Cincinnati Christian. Ciparini, point Bluefield. Rams looking for another 3-set victory. They've won 2 of their last 3. He went over the press box, and that cannot be good. Point Bluefield, and we're going to take a break here. 13-9 the score. Rams up by 4. So Horoski taken out with an injury, and now Brandon Haley brought into the game. Haley, the junior from Coldwater, Mississippi, Rams up by 4 and already winning 2 sets to none. Time for Andre Cardamone.
Rotation.
Way over the net, point Bluefield. Ciparini. Dixon. That's got the fingertips on it, now overruled. Point going for Cincinnati Christian. Here's Isaac Kenny. Frankie Dixon, no question that time. Point Bluefield. Here's Leary. So can Cincinnati Christian try to come back and force this one into a 4th set? Use that substitute we were talking about, Brandon Haley. Frankie Dixon just a bit low. Frankie Ciparini off the block, point Rams. Just now joining us, Chaz Frankie hitting the 1,000 career assist mark in set 2. Now here we are in set 3. Rams looking for their 11th win of the year. Another Mid-South Conference win would be their 5th. Horoski's back into the game. Dixon. Count it for Dixon again.
That's his 8th.
8 kills for Chris Dixon, the senior. Went to Warwick High School, the exact same high school that Michael Vick went to. Blocked. Point Rams. Now 7 away. Ace. Wicked serve there for Dixon. Another good serve. Roski blocked again, and it lands over the net, though, for Cincinnati Christian. This is the point in set 2 where the Eagles were able to rally back and take the lead over Bluefield. We got to remember in set 2, it was 22-19. Rams were still able to win. Roll shot for Ciparini. Fowler's blocked. Leary. Now 5 away for Bluefield. Trying to tally their 11th win of the year. Once again, add on to that win record for them. Back for Cobbler. Another service error. Make that magic number 4 for Bluefield. Back for Owens. Oski subbed out, and now Haley comes back in for CCU. Sanders. Back for Cincinnati Christian. Another whistle, another new man coming in for the Eagles. It's Jared Purdue.
Out of rotation point.
So Cincinnati Christian was out of rotation, and the Rams get a point, 23-16. Dixon comes in, Duran off. Right back for Cardamone. Rams in 2 of a sweep victory. Oh, was possibly going out. So was that one. Match point coming up for Bluefield. Here it is. Cardamone. Cincinnati Christian staying alive. First of 2 matches today for Bluefield. A match for you right after this. There's Isaac Kenny. Frankie. Owens from the back. And Bluefield wins 25-17, sweeping Cincinnati Christian, and now improving to 11-10 on the year, adding to that conference win total of 5 and that all-time win total record for Bluefield College men's volleyball.